My world is a book. Winter was beginning. In the library, there were some people reading. One of them was an 8-year-old boy. An open book in one of the stories on the table made Jacob more excited to finish it. "We must go now, Jacob." The voice of her mother, with her outstretched hand, brought the boy back to reality, who left with her. One of the windows was open, and a strong wind came through it, ripping some of the pages from the book. Some fell on the table, others on the floor, and others flew further, so much so that they went through a small slit into another room and slowly approached the fireplace that was lit. Several frightened characters jumped out of the book. They saw in the distance that part of their world nearly to burn. The pages finally finished their terrifying travel, but they remained very close to the fireplace, so much so that, if there was a small breeze, it would be the end of this story. Among some of the characters, they ran to the rescue the leaves, but they found a door. With great effort and balance, they climbed on top of each other to try to open it. Unfortunately, this door was locked. Frustration and anguish were seized all of them. They felt a lot of relief when they saw a plane come out of the book. Everyone remembered that there was an adventure story in the air. The pilot made signals to reassure them and tell them that he was going to the rescue. The plane went out through a window until it reached the ceiling. It approached the outside of the chimney, from which a lot of smoke was coming out. He rounded several times, full of fear, but from there he could see the worried characters who were putting him on all the hope of recovering part of them world. So the pilot, filled with courage, submerged his plane in the dense and dark smoke and threw himself to enter. He could not see anything, and the heat was becoming more unbearable. He opened his parachute, and after a few seconds it began to burn. His clothes also began to destroy. When he saw the leaves, he did many maneuvers with the pieces of his parachute towards them. He had to cross the burning fire, and the pain in his skin was really unbearable, but he couldn't give up his mission. He fell very hard next to the leaves, and one of his leg bones cracked, making the pilot cry out in despair. He felt that he was going to die, but he couldn't give up at that moment. So, with his body almost completely burned, he took the leaves and crawled to the door where the other characters were, who encouraged him by shooting from the hole that there was below. He slowly approached them, and in the middle of crying, screaming, and blood, he managed to push the leaves to the other side. At that moment, his body gave up. Some characters cried for the heroic act of the pilot. Others were glad to have recovered the world of them. With great nostalgia, they returned to the book, with the feeling of helplessness to leave their hero on the other side of the door. Finally, they all put the book back together. The next day, Jacob arrives and finds the book where he left it, and eager to continue, he sits in his chair and continues reading the story. He realizes that there is something strange in the book. He sees the pages it has, and the strangest thing is that the book was missing a character. The pages had many drawings and text, but he knew it was incomplete. so he took out of his bag some crayons and began to draw the pilot. The boy finished reading the book and went to his mother to tell her how exciting those stories were that were now completing his mind. All the characters got together and saw that their hero had revived. His body was different, but they were very happy to have the pilot back.